to Bio Harmonic Technologies. I am Emsley Von Dett, and I'm going to be interviewing one of our amazing vibe owners. Her name is Gwen with the Salted Desert in Arizona. Welcome, Gwen, to the show.
Hello, Emsley. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So, my first question for you is what is your first experience with the vibe, and where did all this start for you?
So I think I really was drawn to sound therapy. I had seen something just online about it, and I was like, oh my God, that would be really cool. I have to like experience it. I also have my health coaching degree through Quantum University. And so Quantum University really got down to root cause medicine. And ultimately, what we're really made of is energy, vibration, light, sound. And so when I came across sound therapy, I just resonated with it. And I was trying to look for someone who, who had a vibe, who had a sound bed. And when I moved to Arizona, I found someone with the Bio Harmonic Technology bed. And I was like, okay, got to try her out. And I did a few sessions. It was a really amazing way just for me to kind of like relax. It really helped me just to kind of like tune into my own body, tune into my own frequency. And then I really wanted to start incorporating it in, the coaching aspects that I do, because I'm really into really like the energetic nature of each individual, and this really helps you just to tune in to like your own unique vibration. I feel like it really um, gives you a sense of just being with your own energy, and there's no other technology or therapy out there that brings that element, and there's this spiritual aspect to it as well. So I love that it brings that element into the healing process. So
Amazing. And what was your personal experience that happened with you on the like, what did you personally with your first session? Like, did you feel anything that you were like, oh my gosh, I gotta buy this thing? Or what was your first experience like?
I just I think like I don't think it was my first experience, but my second experience, I definitely went into the void.
Mm.
So the void is almost like you lose time and space. I'm not sleeping, but I'm not awake. I definitely was like, okay, I'm in a different dimension. And for me, it's very like the vibe is hard to explain, like to people. I have a really hard time explaining it. And so, but it's really an experience. And I think it's really different for each person. And I utilize it in my life now as a way just to upgrade. So if I'm working on something in particular, like if I'm trying to work through some past conditioning, if I'm trying to work through past trauma, just kind of upgrading, working on how do I handle stress better. Like I really utilize the vibe in my everyday life, and it makes me feel so much better. And I feel like I get a better upgrade and a quicker upgrade just by integrating it. So yeah.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, because I was also curious of speaking of these upgrades and wonderful things, have you had ever since you've had the vibe and now you own it and you're working with it more than just, your first time trying it, do you have any unexpected, profound stories or something that has happened that you're just like, oh my gosh, that was amazing?
I don't I guess I don't have anything like necessarily like profound. For me, it's very like for me, energy happens very subtle. So
Mm,
like energy works on a very subtle level. So I remember that I was using it. I was really trying to work on like my throat chakra and healing, my communication, the way that I spoke, the clarity of my voice, and I would use it within that time setting the intention, and it's a subtle shift because I'm not nervous, like I'm not nervous anymore to speak about things. I'm not nervous anymore to speak about what it is that I know. And so that I think really just helps. It helps kind of reduce certain anxieties that used to be there that all of a sudden just aren't there anymore. So um I don't know if it I
I
don't
consider
know.
that profound because that's actually something I struggled with growing up as well, um, which was just like be seen and not heard, not talking, just being yes, sir, like obey. And as an adult, I've had to learn, like, hey, it's okay to speak up, it's okay to speak my truth. So I think that's profound. I actually feel that that's a really great, that for someone like me, that's actually huge to be able to speak up and not feel like I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah,
That actually is really, really wonderful. Like, for me,
yeah.
that's huge for me,
There was a
so
lot of nervousness. I used to have, like, a lot of nervousness in, like, just speaking my mind, you know?
right.
Um, and I felt like when I really put my intention into it, and I utilized it within my journey, it just happened, like, it just happens, and it happens without you even, like, being able to explain it, like there wasn't like a sudden shift or something moved or, it was just like I'm not nervous anymore.
Oh, wow. You're just like, "Wait a minute, I used to be." Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Yeah, that's where that is actually, I love how you put that, how it's subtle, and yet it's something that you just recognize, like, "Wait a minute, wow, I'm not as nervous as I used to be." And that's huge because that's what the vibe is all about and what we're trying to create is, how do we, um how do we remove these belief systems and programs that are making us anxious and causing the stress for no reason? Like, why are we so nervous? So that's really amazing. Stress relieving and anxiety relief is always a great thing. And so I'm curious, with that being said, I want to go on to my next question is, how are you using the vibe in your practice? Like what does a session look like with you? And what are the results that you're seeing with your clients?
So I use it as so I offer kind of like a three-step kind of a coaching program, and I do very different things. Um so I utilize human design within my coaching because I think it's really important to recognize and note that everybody's energy operates differently, and if you can kind of start to understand and see how your energy operates, then you find more acceptance, more clarity. You realize, wow, I'm not crazy. There isn't anything wrong with me. I just need to kind of figure out how to work with the energy within my body. I also use emotion code as well. And emotion code helps to release trapped emotions in the body. So we identify any trapped emotions that may have energetic blockages that are happening within the body. And then I end each session with a vibe. Because the vibe really helps to upgrade the system. It helps to reprogram the cells, and it helps to release the shock and trauma that are related to these conditioning aspects, the anxiety, the not being ourself. Um, and I a lot of my clients, they notice that, they aren't as anxious as they were before, or they're just like, I don't know what it is about this thing, but I love it. One of my client calls it the shit shaker. And
I
she
have to add that to the
says
list. I love it.
she says, "That thing's just shakes all the shit out of you."
Yes, we're gonna have to PG this and call it the shift shaker. I like
Yes,
that.
the shift shaker, exactly,
Oh
but
my
I was
gosh.
like, "Exactly,"
That's
like,
it's
it
so
does, it
true.
just kind of
So
it
true.
shakes it all out, and it shifts up the energy, and it starts to reprogram you on a level where all of your cells are communicating and vibrating at the same frequency, and the body absolutely loves it.
Yes. I love that. I love that. So I love that you so instead of just doing a vibe session, you actually kind of do a little bit of coaching and do things first in and then you also integrate it with the vibe session afterwards. That's awesome. I love
So
that.
yeah, and I offer, just vibe sessions. It really just kind of depends on what the client is looking for. I think there's always a way that we can work with each person. So just to see where they're at. And,
Mm.
sometimes they need emotion codes, sometimes they just need a vibe. And I think the vibe is so helpful because you don't have to talk about anything, like you don't have to dive into anything. You don't have to, try and figure out where did this come from. It's just it just allows you to be with your own frequency. So
Very
beautiful,
true.
beautiful aspect.
Mhm. Yeah, I feel like it takes away the pressure as a practitioner where, there's a lot on our plate, we're trying to help you, where the vibe allows you to help yourself. It's like we're here to help you. We're here to, and my sessions are similar where I talk with people and we kind of figure out why they're here, what they want to work on, and do a little meditation and some guided coaching first, then I put them on the vibe. And yeah, it's a wonderful, profound experience being able to put both of them together. And it's great because when you're talking and communicating, you're thinking, but then when you're on the vibe, you're not really thinking anymore. And your body is in a field of harmonic resonance. It has no other choice but to just feel good. And yeah, it kind of like removes the thinking mind and just brings you into your heart and it allows your body to heal itself. So we're just like, we're here to like guide you. We're the vibe guides. That's what I call
Hmm.
us, vibe guides. Like we're not here to heal you. Your body heals itself, but we are here to guide you to and through your healing journey. And that's where the vibe has been so amazing, like you're saying, where you get to do this and then you press play, you get them all snuggled up on the vibe with their blankets and their eye mask, and they just kind of go off into their own spiritual journey. And it's just amazing to see what happens when people, it's like we're so used to asking other people what they think. You go to the doctor, well, what do you think? Well, what do you think's wrong with me? And, it's like, what do you think? What do
Yeah,
you ask
yeah.
your body?
And
So,
like it's really funny because a lot of people tell me different things, so like it affects people in different ways. Like some people have told me, a lot of people have told me that they see colors. So a
mm,
lot of people say, like I saw colors during my session and they're kind of wondering, well, what do these colors mean? Some people will say I felt like releases of energy. I could tell, like I could tell where I was holding tension and that energy totally released. One person was like, I was receiving all of these different types of messages. And one lady was like, she was like, I just had like an experience with my dog. Like my dog just passed, and me and him were like running through a field and we were together again. And I just think that it's so, like it affects different people in different ways, and I think it gives you what you need. It really does allow for you to receive the information that you need to hear. So
mm, agree. I love that. It's so true. Thank you for sharing that. Let's see where we are here. Oh, yeah. So, say there's some people sitting at home thinking about this, wondering, what they like. I know there's people sitting at home that might want this for themselves, but for people that own a holistic center or coaches, what is some advice for you to them if they're sitting at home thinking about this, if they're on the fence? What is it that you would tell them in regards to purchasing a vibe?
what would I tell them? I think it would be a great investment. I think it's great for your like I think that it would be great for your clients because it does bring a different element into healing. I've explored a lot of different things along my journey. And this brings that spiritual element. It brings that meditation, it brings an element of, like they get to tune in to who they are without anybody's outside energy affecting them. Like with massage therapy, you're always going to have somebody touching you. With Reiki, you've got somebody else. You've got, there's all of these different modalities that require other people, where this really just requires you. And it really allows for the nervous system to relax and repair. And that's really the key to all healing. And so, yeah, I think I would recommend it to anyone. So the thing is just getting it out there and getting people aware of it and what is this, and but the majority of people that try it say, I love that. Like, I love the way I felt. That was amazing. So yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing that. I love it. I feel the same way too. I'm a vibe owner and I'm like, you need a vibe. It's so great. And it's not just for me. I use it for my clients. I use it for my family. Like my family are coming in from the holidays and they are like, can I come vibe? And these are, sometimes it's people that I wouldn't expect. They're not really spiritual-ish, if you will, people. Like I don't want people to think,
Hmm.
oh, it's just a spiritual thing. I have normal everyday people that are friends of the family and they've just gotten done with surgery and they call me up and they're like, can we come vibe? Can we try that vibe thing that you have? Like they don't even know what it is. And they come over and their pain from their surgery, they just don't want to do the medications sometimes. And they're just really blown away with their results. And it's really
Hmm.
cute. I love how it's something that it's a tool for everyone and everything. Like you were saying, it almost puts the ball in their court and in their hands, and whatever they need, they will find on the vibe. So thank you for sharing that. I love that. And
Yeah.
last but not least, where can we find you and where can I go to get a vibe session with you? Besides the description that we're going to leave down in the bottom for people to find, let us know how we can find you.
Yeah, so I work at the Salted Desert. We're located on 91st Avenue and Union Hills. So I do pretty much all of my vibe sessions out of there. A lot of times I'll do pop-ups around the valley. I've been featured at Yoga Six, and also the Stretch Lab had me in. So we were vibing over there. I've got a pop-up coming up on the 15th. So I'll actually be doing some vibes at Elevate Yoga. And then I'm also going to be teaching some classes at Soulflower coming up in January. And I'll be giving little mini vibe sessions with that as well, along with kind of our little introduction into human design and kind of where we are on our evolutionary path within like humanity itself.
Awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard the lady. Go out there and vibe with her. I promise you, it will be an amazing experience. If you're looking for some good vibes this holiday season, Gwen is your gal. She's over there in Arizona, so please go and check her out and let her just love on you because she's the sweetest. I know her personally. She's just such a gem. You're such a doll. I'm so happy that we got to do this wonderful interview together. And look at that smile. Look at the sunshine that just radiates off of you. I just
Aw, thank you. Thank you. Well, we're here to uplift each other. So, that's what I truly believe. I truly believe in that. And just to accept each other for who we are, I mean, and we're all so different, and it's our differences that really need to be celebrated. So
agree. Well, thank you so much, Gwen. And we'll talk to you, see you soon. Thank you, everyone, for watching. If you're not going to come vibe with us, then go vibe yourselves.